Hello, everyone. I want to welcome you to an on-time, the Strutting Man show. I'm the Strutting Man here in Jonesboro, Arkansas, my hometown. Hello, everyone. I want to welcome all the viewers and anybody I may or may not have in the live chat and anybody I may or may not have as an audio guest. As you all know, my show was asked for, I think, a fourth time on TikTok. But like I made it clear in my evening post just a while ago, TikTok and China, they know what they can do. They can kiss my royal patootie butt, and they know it. Like the woman that stuck her nose in my business last night on my show that I didn't ask for, and her husband, they can kiss my ass too. So, I'm a real funny guy, not really. But let me just put it to you like this. I am a nice guy, but when you get on my bad side, you're going to know it. That's just me. Most people are generally like that. They're good people until you stick your nose in their business and they'll tell you real quick, hey, get out of my lane. I'm the same way. Always have been that way. Always will be. I didn't ask for nobody's opinion on my finances. That is my personal business. Like Miss Charity Hall thought she was going to do last night. And she did, but she didn't like my reaction. And then her husband wanted to be a little bitch, but yet he didn't want to come to Wendy's and do anything about it. So he knew he could kiss my ass too. I'm really kind of funny. If you want some of the old man, come get it. Don't run your mouth. Come do something. But as usual, like some have done, they run their mouth, but yet they don't want to show up and do nothing. That's just how it is with wussy men that claim they're men and they're nothing but little punk ass bitches. It is what it is, But anyways, my friend, she goes by Recon. Her name is Siobhan. She was on my TikTok live show, and she come over to Facebook Live when I started up over here. And like her and my friend Barbara Perigold said she needed to mind her own business. She did. But that's the way it is with middle class people. They think they want to stick their nose in someone's poor financial's business. And we don't take that. Us poor don't take that off nobody. I would tell the middle class, if you think you're going to stick your nose in my business, I'll break your nose. Point blank. Keep your middle class views to yourself, and no one has asked for your opinion about my finances. My finances is my personal business, like my friend Barbara Perigold said, like Siobhan said last night too, and like I said. But that's what happens when you're middle class. You think you want to stick your nose in someone that's got finances a little bit less than yours and think you're going to get away with it. She didn't get away with nothing. Her little husband and his friend didn't get away with nothing. And if you think I'm afraid to fight more than one man, you don't know me. You better respect what lunatic fringe stands for. Because I guarantee you, it don't matter how many of you there is. Even if I know I'm going to get a beat down, I'm still going to put the hurt on you and your buddies. It's just how it is. I don't start nothing with nobody, but I'm not going to take nothing from a middle class bitch. I'm just not going to do it. That works for the Kavanaugh Ford Lincoln on Highland here. I don't do that. I don't take that. I don't care who you are, how rich you are. You better be rich enough to keep your mouth shut. Or you can be like me, have no teeth. And I didn't have none of my teeth knocked out. I had it pulled out by a dentist for dentures. So there you go. But that's another deal. But anyways, I hope everyone has had a blessed day, except for Charity Hall and Kavanaugh Dealerships and her husband and his little bitch buddy. I hope everyone else has had a pleasant day today. I've had a pleasant day. As y'all know, when this snow came here, it put some things off for me. You'll say, yeah, we hadn't seen you strutting. Yeah, that was one of them. But, I got to get some things done. So I'm hoping today it melted a lot off the sidewalks. I won't know till I try it tomorrow. And if they're still kind of baked over, then there's going to be no strutting to do the things that I've got to do, like go to a Walmart's, go to an Aldi's, go to DHS, go to get my hair cut and no stuff. And then I got to do my laundry, last thing. So I won't get to go strutting to these things that I got to do tomorrow if the sidewalks are baked over. If they're baked over still, by the end of tomorrow, they should be fine, and I can go out Wednesday. But anyways, I'm staying in shape, don't worry. Y'all know I ain't working out in no gym. I don't need a gym to work out. At my campsite, there's plenty of weights, let me tell you. So I'm staying in shape. I'm not going to get out of shape for nothing or nobody. As y'all know, I don't need anything from anybody. I've made that clear. I don't need a gym membership to bathe and take, stuff like that. I do that for my camp. Gyms need me. They need my insurance, and if I'm wanting to pay the difference for the higher tier of my money, I don't need them. I didn't need Planet Fitness, so I quit them. When they started their crap. Kelly Holloway started her crap with me over here at Workout 24/7 Anytime Fitness Gym. I don't go there anymore. They don't. I don't need them. They need my business. That's just how it is. I don't need anything from anybody. Nothing that my money can't, ain't, and won't pay for. I'll put it like that. And I don't expect nothing for free for anybody. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to take nothing for free for anybody anymore. I want my money to pay for anything that I do. That way no one can say, well, hey man, we give that to you for free. No, you can't say that. And if you want to take it as an insult, take it as an insult. I will not accept help from nobody except for one person. If I accept help from anybody, it would only be one, and that's my good friend Major. Because he didn't expect nothing. Not a thing. And any place or anyone that's given me something, they expect something in return, either plugging them or something. So no, I won't accept nothing from nobody because, one, I don't need the help. It would be different if I needed the help. I don't need nothing from nobody, as far as needing anything, and I don't. I think I've made myself pretty clear here in Jonesboro, the year and a half I've been here. I think that's my friend Scott up there. Scott, if it is Scott, it's not lit up, but I'll check it. No, that's Evelyn Griffin Tate. Okay, I hit, so's Addie, and I don't never expect nothing for free from anybody that my money in life wouldn't pay for. That's the way it's always been with me. I've never been a bum. I've never been down on my luck, as people would call it, ever. There was times I ate out of dumpsters and trash cans in my addiction, as y'all know. But I still survived because I'm a survivalist. But I didn't ask for no one because, one, I ain't going to give someone satisfaction. And I tell that to anybody. It's one thing the panhandlers around here wants to hold up a sign. That's on them if that's what they want to do. More power to them. But I tell people, if you're wanting help and you're needing help, don't ask for it. It'll come your way, but expect something out of them in return because that's what they're going to want something. They may say they don't, but they do. With the exception of my friend that I call Major. He's different. He has got to know me enough that he knows I am so independent. I put the I in it. I'm not saying that others are not as independent as me. They are, some are. But they're not going to be any more independent. But I tell people, don't ask for help. It's one thing if the panhandlers want to hold sand, but I tell people, don't ask for help because don't give them the satisfaction, and I don't ask for help. I just say this. The only thing I expect from people here in Jonesboro is one thing. Leave me the hell alone. Because if you don't, then you'll wish you had. Point blank. Now, I'm not meaning that towards people like my fans and followers. I'm not meaning that you won't stop me, get a selfie with me. That's fine. I don't mind that. I'm just telling you, don't stick your nose in my business. Don't give me a hard time because you'll find out I'm not such a nice guy when I'm angry at all. And I do not mind going to jail. I do not mind, because two things has to happen to me in jail. One, they have to give me 3 square meals a day, and 2, they got to provide a roof over my head. So if you think I'm afraid of anything, I'm not afraid of nothing. I'm not afraid of prison. I'm not afraid of jail. I'm not afraid of anything. I'm not afraid of a rattlesnake. Never have been. It's high time a lot of people mind their own business because there's a lot of people around here that don't like to mind their business. There's a lot that do, but there's a lot that don't. And I would tell anyone, hey, don't stick your nose in someone's business. Mind your own. Stay in your own lane. What don't concern you, don't concern you. Now, I want to tell you something about don't concern you. I learned that from a guy in treatment, that what don't concern you, don't let it concern you. Now, if it concerns you, that's a different story. Like I don't care what someone else does. That's their own business. I don't care. As long as it don't involve me, I don't care, So that's the way I've always kind of been. So I say there's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people like to stick their nose in other people's business. They think it's their God-given right just to get someone's business. Then when they do, and that person that they get in their business lets them know about it, then they wish to God they had. And I'm one of them type. you know. But I will not accept help from nobody here on any level, nothing for free, other, other than if my friend Major wanted to do something, as far as that goes, then maybe, yeah, from him. But he knows me. He knows I won't ask for help, even if I was to need it, So if I accepted any help, it would be from him. I don't accept nothing free from Marcos. I don't accept nothing for free from here anymore at Wendy's or nowhere. Nothing that my money can't, ain't, and won't pay for. The only thing that I received free from here at Wendy's was free coffee. And if I didn't order a combo, I got a free drink. But I don't accept that from here anymore. Nothing that my money can't, ain't, and won't pay for, you know. So at Marco's, once in a great while, they give me a free pizza, but I won't accept free pizza from them. It's nothing that they've done to me. It's just that, I am really independent. And it would be different if I got something for free if I needed it too. See, I don't need it. It's not a need. It's not a want either. Now, I'm not telling people not to help other people out. I'm not saying that. Hey, Chad Olive, and I'm not. If you feel it in your heart to help someone, you help them, but don't expect nothing. Don't expect them to do anything for you other than give you a thank you. Yeah, expect that. But I mean, don't have no other expectations. So with me, if y'all noticed tonight in my evening post, there's quite a few I left off of there. I've been leaving some off here and there. The only ones that are in it really tonight that I left in there tonight is really most of them have done nothing for me. Like my friend Jason Sloan at Goodwill. They never give me nothing for free. They charge me like they do everybody. And that's the way I like to keep things. JPD, for instance. Now, they did produce 2 videos for me, so I feel like they've done a lot for me by doing that. And one of the ladies that works there brought me some coats that her husband had that he don't use anymore. So, yeah, they helped me some. And then my good friend Dee over at the East Arkansas Area Agency on Aging, yeah, her and Paulette has done some things for me in the past, but they don't expect nothing from me. See, that's the thing. Dee, Paulette, Tamika, none of them expected anything from me. That's what I did love about them. Same with JPD. They didn't expect nothing out of me. But the others that I left off, some of them did, and they need to be like me. Have no expectations in what you can't do for yourself and the Lord above. So the ones that I left in there, but like I said, Jason Sloan's a friend of mine from Goodwill, and I know all the employees there, and I'm pretty good friends with all of them. I'm treated just like any other customer, and that's the way I like to be treated. I don't want special treatment from nobody. I don't want nothing for free. I don't want a discount on nothing. Nothing that my money can't, ain't, and won't pay for, and there's nothing that's really turned me against anybody, except that they do expect things out of me. And I don't advertise for nobody except myself and the Lord above. So, I'm just saying. Now, my good friend Mike Sue over here at Parker Road Specialty Pharmacy, he's doing something for me in a way. I won't say what that is, but, they help me out there more than fill my prescriptions and give me vaccinations too. And they don't expect nothing out of me. So that's what I'm saying. Some of the other ones did. They had expectations out of me. I will always still help people. That's just me. But I don't expect nothing from that person when I help them out, and I will not throw it up to them if they anger me later on. That's no way to be either. If you help someone and they do something that you might not like, don't throw up what you did to help them. Because what was the point in helping them? That's what I say. I know everybody don't look at things like me, thank God. I mean, some do, some don't. We're all different. I know when I was in treatment down in Searcy, a lot of counselors talked about a lot of things. Some of them talked about some things that we all had in common, and the same thing kind of. And that was, when you help someone out, no matter what that is, they said, you do expect something. Don't say that you don't, because you do. I never did. As far as I go. So I disagreed with that, because it's one thing, no matter how I help the person out, how little or how big, I never expected a thing, not even a thank you, and I never will. So that might be true for most people, but it's not true for all people. Like my friend Major, he didn't expect nothing out of me. the 2 times he's helped me out, and he did. But I thanked him kindly, and I told him this last time I really didn't want to take nothing from him. He knows me. He knows me enough to know I don't want to accept anything from anybody, and I don't. And pride anything that has anything to do with it. It's just that that's how I was raised, you know. So if I was to need something, I would simply go without. That's just me, you know. And I would rather go without because, like I said, I'm not going to give someone the satisfaction anyways. But I don't go without. You know, that's the thing. When I was in my addiction, to have more money to blow on my addiction, yes, I ate out of trash cans, dumpsters too. You know, and I didn't care who saw me either. I was surviving. You know. Okay, that's Chad Olive up there. But the guest box is not lit up. I think I hit for you, Chad. But I don't think y'all wanted to come on. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Mark Cromwell. I'm sorry, Mark. I thought you was somebody else. I'll hit invite for you if you want to come on. You may not want to come on. My friend Recon goes by Recon. Her name's Chiffon. Said she'd come on tonight, but something might have come up. My friend Scott up in Denver, Colorado, who comes on the TikTok live, as soon as it got ended and I started it up on Facebook last night, I seen when I ended the show here, he goes, well, what happened, man? I was fixing to come on. And I said, I told him what happened. And I've got a strike. Well, China and TikTok, you know what you can do with your strikes. You can stick them up your candy ass, you know. I wish they would suspend my whole account. I've said that many times because I don't have to release nothing on TikTok. I don't have to release nothing anywhere for that matter, as far as that goes. But I would rather not do any type of business with TikTok. TikTok has made all kinds of money off of me and many others. But you don't make nothing off TikTok. Even if you get 10,000 followers, you don't make diddly squat off of TikTok. But that's how they're designed. They're designed to make a killing off of you as a creator, and you make nothing, you know. And I sure ain't selling none of their candy-ass products, you know. So that's just me. Okay, Mark, it says to bring you on camera. I'll see if you want to come on. You may not. It says Addie, but you may. Yeah, I knew Chad Olive was watching. But, yeah, you know, that's the thing. Now, somebody has told me that TikTok was sold. Well, they may have sold, but they still have their candy-ass ways, you know. So I don't care for them. They expect me to take abuse from someone and not have a reaction. Well, TikTok, I can give you a reaction. How's two of them, TikTok? You know, and China. I don't care for China. You know, it's commie country. Why would I? You know, I don't care for any country, commie. You know, I'm proud of military and I'm proud of it. See, that's another thing. I make my life public record, as most people knows, and I do. But my finances is my personal business. It's not nobody's business. Not Kavanaugh dealerships or anybody that works for them, or their husbands either. It's my business, you know. So if they don't like it, they can come down here and do something right now, because I do love to rock, if you know what I mean, you know. So I've always been that way too. I'd fight at a drop of a hat. It didn't matter how many of them there was, and I always will be that way. I could be 80 years old. My grandfather was that way. He was 84, but if you made him mad, you paid the piper, and he was the piper you paid. You know, and he was like me too. It didn't matter how many of you there was, you know. So I get a lot of my actions from him. But he was a little bit more of the crazy side that I was. If nothing else, he'd blow your freaking brains out. He didn't care if you was related to him or not, if he didn't beat you to death first. You know, I won't shoot nobody. That's just me, you know. But that, you know, him, he was kind of more different. If you made him so mad, he wouldn't even beat the snot out of you. He'd just go get a shotgun and blow you away. He was a crazy ass insane hillbilly, you know. I'm a hillbilly, but I'm not insane, you know. So just saying, my mother used to say, "You're just like him." I said, "No, I won't shoot nobody with a gun." I said, "I'm not like that." She said, "No, but you got a lot of his other ways." I said, "Yeah." I said, "I do." And he was a really nice guy, and he was. And he didn't take nothing from his grown kids if they tried to stick their nose in his business, trying to get him to act a certain way or do a certain thing. No, he was like me. He lived life on his own terms. I do mine too. I live my life on my own terms. I don't live it for nobody else. I don't live it for my fans and followers either. I live my life according to the way I want to live it. I mean, I love my fans and followers. Don't get me wrong. I do, and I appreciate every one of them. The kids, the adult men and women. Of course I do, and I always would. And I wouldn't kick them in the mouth for no reason. But I don't live my life for them. I don't live my life for anybody but myself and the Lord, and that's it. And I don't answer to nobody other than to myself and Him. I have no expectations in no one but Him and me. That's it, you know. And I'm not mad. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not mad. Believe me, if I was mad, I think you would kind of know it, you know. I'm not even mad at TikTok. I just can't stand the commie country. I can't stand the owners, and I can't stand TikTok, you know. Most people that's had any dealings with TikTok feel the same way, you know. I wish TikTok would just shut down and go away. You know, I know that's where a lot of people want to check things out, but I wish they would come and check things out maybe on Facebook. I don't really do nothing on Instagram other than release my videos, my posts and stuff. I don't text any of my fans and followers over there. I really don't on Messenger either, because Messenger, Threads, and Instagram is nothing but a bunch of scamming women that wants to scam you for naughty pictures, you know, and stuff like that. And I just don't care for none of it, you know. So I tell my fans and followers, I will text you back, but it will be on Facebook and TikTok. And if TikTok suspends my whole account, which I hope they do someday, then I'll just only be texting you back on Facebook, you know. So, I mean, I've got roughly about 8,100 followers now on TikTok, but you know, I don't need TikTok. That's the thing. TikTok needs us creators. We don't really need TikTok as a company as a whole, you know. That's what I'm saying. One platform wants to shut my live show down, I'll just take it up on another, you know. As soon as they shut me down, I started it right back up here on Facebook, you know. So at least here I can mention the word suicide. You know, I can't mention the word on TikTok. You know, I wish TikTok would do a suicide dive and just don't cease to exist anymore. I know there's a lot to feel like that, like I do. Now, I will say this, folks. If you have a show on Facebook Live longer than 60 minutes, then you can't post the show highlights on TikTok. That's just TikTok's crazy stuff. But I tell you where I will release an ad on, which is my YouTube account. That's another thing. On my YouTube account, I've got everything up to date on there, everything, even from today's commentary segment. So I'll post the show highlights from tonight if I'm on here now or on my Facebook, on my YouTube account. So please check it out. If nothing else, if you want to check it out here on Facebook Live, the show highlights, and on Instagram and on Messenger and on Threads. But if you think I'm going to try it on TikTok, no, it'll be on my YouTube account too. So, but anyways, it don't look like I'm going to get an audio guest tonight, so I'll probably end the show a little earlier. Scott said he would probably come on, but Scott is maybe working. He's on call 24/7 up in Denver. So I don't really expect to get an audio guest. I don't get as many in the live chat here either, but that's fine. That just means I'll end the show earlier. That way I can do other things, you know. So, well, I won't hit for Mark Cromwell again because I did earlier and he didn't want to come on. I mean, I understand it's not for everybody either. My main thing is the live chat and the viewers, but on Facebook, I don't get as many in the live chat, but that's okay too. That just means I won't have a very long show and I can be off and doing other things that I like doing, like having some personal time for me. Y'all may think, well, when is your best time? This is my best time. You think it's out there strutting and doing everything social media that I do? No, my best time is at night when I'm in my tent. When I have the privacy of being in my tent, there ain't nobody else around but me and maybe a few animals. That's my time I love the best. That's the only time I have really free time. So I love that every night that I'm in there. As y'all know, I've made it clear if my finances were at least $600 better, yeah, I would rent a place. But once to twice a week, no matter how much snow is on the ground or how hot it is, I would go back to the tent at night. That's what I truly love. I love being around maybe nothing but some animals because I know what animals will do if threatened or scared. You never know what a human's going to do. So that's why I love that life, you know, and I do, you know. So, I mean, I think you would have to love it to do it. There's others like me that are doing that, so I'm not the only one. There's other people strutting. There is. but there's nobody strutting as fast as I am as for many hours as I do without a break, a sitting down break. So that's where I'm a little different at on that. I'm not different on the tent style. There's people younger than me doing it. There's people my age. There's people older that's been doing that for since the age of time. I don't believe there's millions and millions of people doing it in the continental U.S. As far as that goes, but there's a lot of us. I remember when the Legend of Mick Dodge was on. I used to watch that, and he was older than I am. There's a lot of them doing it. There's a lot of them doing it, posting it on social media. A lot of them doing it. I have it on TV. Mark Cromwell goes, "Where is Autumn? If you hear from her, tell her I said hi." I don't ever hear from Autumn Gibson, and I don't want to hear from her, just to be honest with you. And I'll tell you why, Mark. I'm a real funny guy. Not really, but when you ghost me, I take high offense to that. And I can honestly say there's been no guys ghost me here since I've been in Jonesboro. None. The ones that have ghosted me have been women. Now, Kelly Holloway wasn't one of them over here at Workout. She didn't ghost me. She just accused me of some things I didn't do that cameras would have supported if I'd done it. So she didn't ghost me. The ones that ghosted me was Charlie Moon Smith, for one. Autumn Gibson, a second one. But I didn't want Autumn Gibson on my shows anymore because she had a potty mouth real bad. And a matter of fact, I got something said to me over at Workout one night. The next day when I was going to have another Facebook Live show there, he said, "Hey, man, someone complained they heard you cursing." I said, "Well, I'm not saying I don't say a curse word, Trip, but I said it wasn't me. It was Autumn Gibson because she had a bad potty mouth." So, I mean, I had to clean my show up. And what I meant by cleaning it up was it's okay if you accidentally let one out. That's okay. I do that sometimes. I'm guilty of that sometimes. But when that's all your vocabulary is, that's a different story. I'll kick you off my show. So she's not coming back on my show. And I don't want to hear from her. I put into her a week ago because she was the one that said that when I got my new insurance card, have it sent to my place. I didn't ask her. I said, okay. I sent her a text a week ago. I've heard nothing from her. So she can kiss her Tupperware goodbye. And I don't need the cards. I've got the ID number myself over here at Parker Road. The lady looked up my ID number for me today. So Autumn Gibson is not doing nothing in my life. I won't have her on my shows. And when this show here is over with, I'm blocking her ass. Just like Charlie Moon Smith, I'm blocking her too. I don't want to hear from her and Charlie. Charlie's ghosted me 2 different times. And that's not a good thing to do to Ozzy Rose, is ghosting, because he gets pretty mad about it. Like I said, Kelly Holloway didn't do that. But Autumn Gibson has, and so has Charlie Moon Smith. Autumn has done it one big time. Well, she can one big time her potty mouth somewhere else, you know. But as far as Charlie Moon Smith, she's done it twice. So I don't care about Charlie Moon Smith. I don't care about Autumn Gibson. I don't care about Kelly Holloway either, you know. But Kelly wasn't guilty of that, you know. She was just guilty of accusing me of some things I didn't do. That cameras would support it, you know, if I had them, you know. Unless their cameras ain't working, you know, and that's not on me. So, I mean, I wish Autumn the best of luck, don't get me wrong. But she's going to have to do it somewhere else. I mean, she distanced herself from the show anyways. She got to where she didn't care about coming on as a co-host or nothing anyways anymore. You know, so, and I didn't like being around Autumn in public because all she done was run that potty mouth for everybody to hear because she had the attitude of, I don't give an F. That's her attitude. That's not my attitude. I do care. And I knew that reflected on me when we go into a Walmart and her using that potty mouth loud where everybody could hear her. I knew that reflected on me. So I didn't care for that either, you know. But that's the way Autumn is, Mark. She has the I don't give an F attitude. And she will tell you, well, I'm just going to talk the way I want to talk. I never corrected her on her language. Don't get me wrong. I never did. But I knew when she was distancing herself from the show, that was a good thing. Then even Douglas, who usually sits over here, he asked, you know, he said something about it one time. Man, she got a bad potty mouth. I said, yeah, she does. She needs to work on that. You know, I know it's habit, and that's what it is. It's a habit, and it's a bad habit that, you know, especially when you're in a public place, try to watch that. Hey, Stephanie. Okay, Stephanie, let me see here. My friend Stephanie. Okay, don't say to invite you on here, Stephanie, but it's good to see that you're here watching. My good friend Stephanie Cruz, and that reminds me, check her show out, folks. She keeps it real. I only back shows that keep it real. And Stephanie Cruz is a friend of mine, and she does keep it real. She's a local gal here in Jonesboro. Also, my good buddy JD from JD TV down in Searcy, my homeboy down there. He's another good one that keeps it real. And another one on the West Coast, my good friend that goes by Black Diamond Dragon 27. She keeps it real. And she's on 3:30 p.m. Central Daylight Time, our time, 1:30 Pacific Coast Time, Monday through Friday, and 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So those shows keep it real, you know. So I would tell you, if you're kind of a fan of mine, I know you would like them shows, you know. But Stephanie, it's good to see you here in the live chat. But Mark, I hope that best answered the thing with me and Autumn. Don't get me wrong, I don't wish any of them ladies any bad luck. I wish them nothing but success. But like I said, Kelly Holloway didn't ghost me, but Autumn Gibson and Charlie Moon Smith did too. So they can stay ghosted, stay away, because like my friend Scott was telling me on my show on TikTok, who's up in Denver, Colorado, he said, it's like they don't give a rat's ass about you. They don't, you're not even on their radar. I said, right. But I said, they can't do what I do. I can do what they do, but they can't do what I do. Yeah, they can do a live show, but they can't strut, you know. So, it is what it is. So I don't care what their excuses are. I don't want to hear from Autumn Gibson ever again. I don't want to hear from Charlie Moon Smith ever again, or Kelly Holloway, which I don't have to worry about Kelly. I know she's not going to be texting me none. So, it is what it is. Like I said, I've not had any problems with guys really as far as the ghosting in. And that's a real insult to someone when you ghost them, too. It usually makes them a little hot under the collar like I get about it. But because that's what they call it today, ghosting. So I wish them all good luck. Kelly Holloway, too. I wish Kelly nothing but good luck and happiness and all that stuff. But I'm not having nothing to do with any of them, So that's just me, Mark. Like I said, I've not had any guys ghost me here the whole time I've been in Jonesboro. I haven't whatsoever. It is what it is. I know a lot of people like doing that to somebody, and it's a real insult when you do it. And they tend to get like I do, a little hotter in the collar. I don't stay that way. Don't get me wrong. I don't stay mad at nobody. That don't mean I'm going to like them. I'm not ever going to like Kelly Holloway. I'm not ever going to like Autumn Gibson or Charlie Moon Smith. I'm not ever going to like them because I won't forget about it. But I can forgive them, yeah. I've done that because you can't be a Christian and not forgive. But I'm not going to like them, and more power to them. So I mean, when this show ends and I post the highlights, I'm going to be blocking them because I don't want them to see nothing of mine unless they just see it like what I post on, on the open waves. I don't want them knowing anything about me because I'm none of their business. That's like Charity Hall. I see she's on the list of people that I send things out, like posts and stuff on Facebook. I made sure I kept her because I wanted her to see my evening post, her and her husband, So the invitation is still out to them if they'd like to come get some, I'm not hard to find, So it is what it is, folks. People know me as that nice guy because I am that. I'm truly that. I've always been that way. But I get unnice when you stick your nose in my business, especially when I didn't ask you. It's different if I ask you. If I asked you, that's a different story. I'm not going to get hot in the collar about it. Whatever your reaction is if I ask you. But if I don't ask you, don't volunteer it. Don't stick it in my lane, I mean, of course, I know who one of her bosses was, Charlie Moon Smith, the big boss who owns it, Kavanaugh. I don't represent them. Who I represent is two people, myself and him. I don't represent anybody else. I don't back any other business. Now, yeah, you can say, well, in your post you do. In my post I do, but it's limited now, very limited. So, yeah, that's just me. I don't back Marco's Pizza over here anymore. I don't back his Wendy's anymore in my post or anything else. I mean, I don't knock them either. Don't get me wrong. I don't knock Marco's Pizza. I don't knock here. and I won't, But I will not accept nothing for free from any place again, ever. You know, nothing that my money, like I said, can't, ain't, and won't pay for. You know. So, but anyways, I mean, I hope everyone's having a good night tonight. Like I said, y'all know pretty much now I get the commentary segment done and get it posted before I do this show, and I do. But like I said, I've got a bunch of things that I do have to get done because the snow buildup has put a lot of it off for me. I'm hoping that the sidewalks are cleared off enough tomorrow and stuff because I've got to go to several places. I got to do several things. I need to get my hair cut too. That's another one on top of everything I got to do. And see, that's the thing, folks. Nobody can get my things done for me except me. And if I don't get them done, that means they don't get done. It means I could go without something. And I'm like all of you. I don't want to go without anything, especially when I have the money to do the things with, you know. So that's just what I'm saying. I'm like all of y'all. I imagine some of y'all, this put a lot of things off for y'all too. So I'm not the only one, and I understand that too, So it just is what it is. I know I've seen what Brian Bond put out that we're going to have a 70-degree day more sooner than later. But I'm like Douglas, my friend, was saying over here when I told him about it. He goes, I believe it when I see it. Me too. I said, because a lot can happen between now and then. That's supposed to be later in the week for next week. So I'll believe it when I see it too. From the way I understand it, Scott up in Denver sent me a text saying, "Well, the groundhog's seen his shadow, so there's going to be a lot more weeks, 6 more weeks of winter." And I said, "Yeah." But I seen the one that Ryan Bond did where he seen his shadow, and he bent over looking at the snow, and then it showed a shadow of the groundhog. Which that was kind of funny when I seen that. Ryan Bond on KIT. That would be my luck, though. I'd bend over to see if I could see my own shadow, and it wouldn't show my shadow; it'd show a groundhog shadow. So. But Douglas, he walked here. He lives about a mile away, and he's 75 because his car. He got a good car, but the way it is where he lives at, he would have to go out there with a shovel and dig all that out. He's 75, and I think Douglas is taller than I am. But he said the exercise is good for him. I said, yeah. I said, if you just walk, a doctor will tell you that's good for upper and lower extremities. So, just walking alone will put you in shape if you keep it up. And that's true. I do more than walking. I do speed walking. That's what I call it. I go 6 miles an hour. Now, I do stop for traffic, stuff like that. But when I don't have to do that, I walk at 6 miles an hour. So that's pretty quick, and of course I'm always moving my hands and my arms. I'm twisting my entire body. So if you don't think I'm in shape, then you don't know what shape is. That's what Kelly Holloway thought, and I told her, "Hey, get to know me a little bit." Okay, I'm gonna see. The only way I can tell what the time is on here, unlike the TikTok live show, is if I hit on. Now, I haven't hit on any friends not watching list. Okay, it's 7:38. I'm going to do that and see if I can get an audio guest on. Jared Gilby Sellers right off the bat in the friends not watching list. You see if I can ring anybody's bell, see if they want to come on. They may not want to tonight. This is Monday, February the 2nd, so I can understand that. Now, that's weird. Okay. Hey, well, wait a minute. Okay, I don't understand that. All right, it's not showing hardly any boxes. It must be a bad connection here. Okay. Okay. All right. I hit on quite a few anyways for that done it. The boxes went blank, so but I'm gonna hit okay. I know Mark Cromwell don't want to come on. But I know a lot of this melted down some today. Anyways, it was supposed to be 50. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 50 or a little bit above that. So I know that seems like a real big heat wave compared to what we had here. Uh, hey, Dakota Wells, what's up? He goes, what's up? We're just doing the live show, buddy. Do you want to come on tonight, Dakota, or not? Or do you want to just stay in the live chat, buddy? Uh, just let me know here. If you do, I'll put you on. Okay, let me see here. Well, I'll go ahead and invite him. If he wants to come on, he will. Shows. Okay, there he is. Hey, Dakota, what's going on, man?
Oh, at the shop working.
Do what now?
At the shop working.
Oh, you're in the shop working. Oh, okay. Well, I figured you probably worked a lot of hours again today. You did, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. So you're talking about your shop, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, what time you planning on ending your workday, buddy?
When I get done.
When you get done. Okay. Well, I guess that's a good answer right there. Uh, what time did you have to start working today?
I got up about 6:30 this morning.
Got up about 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I imagine you worked at both places, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I figured you probably did. Yeah. I was going to ask you, did you notice a lot of snow melting off the sidewalks today, Dakota, by any chance?
Being honest, I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it, but
Yeah. Well, from where I'm at, I can't really see it from here. It's a ways down the road. So, but I'm hoping tomorrow that I can venture out and get on them because I got many things I got to do. I hope I can get a lot of them knocked out tomorrow. You don't have a heater in that shop, do you?
nope.
Yeah. I imagine you're pretty chilly in there working, ain't you?
It's not too bad if you stay moving around.
Stay moving around. There you go. That's it right there. That's what I tell people all the time. If I'm moving and shaking out there, it's not that bad. But if I'm not moving and shaking, I freeze like everybody.
Oh yeah, it'll get cold quick. Why you just
Yeah.
gotta stay moving.
Got to stay moving. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. But I did see where Brian Bond posted that we got a 70-degree day coming more sooner than later. But it looks like that's going to be a week from this Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, I think maybe before we see that a few more days anyway.
Yeah. Well, I don't ever get to watch TV or anything, but I seen where he posted today where he's seen his own shadow. It showed him bending over looking at the snow, and it showed not his reflection, but a groundhog shadow. So I thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah, that is kind of funny.
Because that'd be my look. I'd bend over looking at the snow to see if I could see my reflection, and it would show a shadow of a groundhog. So yeah, I seen where he had that post. Well, it was either him or I think it was Diana Davis that had it posted. And then I seen where he posted a picture of him and Coach Malzahn. I guess Malzahn's retiring, so I know he was a ASU football coach for a season or two. Then he went to Conway at Central Arkansas, and I don't know where he went from there. So have you got a lot of work lined up in that shop for keep you busy for some days, Dakota?
Oh yeah, I got put into it.
I figured you probably did. Well, is your mom doing all right?
Oh yeah, doing good.
Okay, good, good. Because I don't go to the gym anymore. I didn't know if she still went to the gym over there or not. I imagine she hadn't been out probably to the gym and all this snow and stuff.
Yeah, she's not doing much of this.
I can't say that I blame her. But yeah, the show got axed on TikTok last night for a fourth time. Now they finally give me a strike. I wish they'd give me enough strikes and put me out.
Yeah.
Do me a favor. Well, that is weird on this friends not watching list. I've never had that happen, even with the worst connections. Uh, Most of the boxes are showing out. There's some boxes that are blue, but it don't even show the invite name, and it's not showing slow connection on here. So I don't understand that. Uh, Maybe it's something with Facebook Live. I don't know. I guess it is. What'd you have for supper? Have you had supper yet, Dakota?
I haven't eaten anything yet.
Yeah, I ate me a Dave's double combo a while ago,
Pretty good. Those are pretty good.
which it was pretty good. Last night I went on Mazio's. I'm at Mazio's. I mean Marco's, and got a large pizza last night.
Oh.
Well, is your hands cold, Dakota?
Do what?
Is your hands cold at all?
No.
Yeah, I figured they were. Yeah.
No, it's not cold.
Oh, they're not cold?
No. No.
Okay.
I keep them moving, Ozzy.
Well, yeah, I mean, I know, but I still figured that your fingers might get a little cold. But of course, if you're working with your fingers, which I know you are, it shouldn't be as bad as someone not working with their fingers.
Oh, it's not bad. We'll just keep moving around here.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, why don't you do like I did, man? Get you one of them portable heating buddies that just takes a little 1 pound propane tank. Those are pretty stout. Uh,
Man, it
you know,
wouldn't.
huh?
This is probably a 4,500 square foot shop. It wouldn't do nothing for it.
It wouldn't do that for you? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I know in my tent it does. I mean, I can't even really keep it on a full minute and a half, and I had to turn it completely down
Right.
because it'll burn you out. But yeah, I didn't know how big your shop was, but I figured it was pretty good size. Was hey, Ricky Moffett into work today?
Yeah, he was.
I figured he probably was.
But I'm gonna jump off here, dude. I got some stuff to do.
I understand totally, Dakota. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yep. Thanks for having me, Ozzy. We'll
All
talk to you
righty,
later.
all righty. You have a good night.
You too.
All right, thank you, buddy. That's my friend Dakota Wells here in Jonesboro, Arkansas. He works two different jobs. He works for himself, and then he works for Central Chevrolet too. So, right now he's working for himself. So he's been getting a lot of hours between both places here lately. So he's like he said, I think he said a 500 square feet shop. So he said that that little portable buddy wouldn't do no good, which it would, you know. But there he went off right then. But yeah, it's always nice to have Dakota Wells on. I was hoping my buddy Scott would come on, but if he don't, that's okay. Because in order for me to post the show highlights on TikTok, it has to be 59 minutes or later or earlier. If it's 60 minutes or later, I can't post no show highlights on TikTok. I don't care about TikTok, as you know, but I do care about my fans and followers on TikTok. So I want to post show highlights for that. So I've not been on quite an hour yet, but I will only keep it on 59 minutes and then end the show. That's probably the only audio guest I'm going to have tonight. But like I said, I'm thankful to have Dakota on. And Dakota was in the middle of working, so I was really surprised that he come on. Because I don't expect nobody to come on when they're working. When you're working, you're working, you know. But anyways, let me check and see what the time is again. Okay, 7:48. So in 11 minutes, I'll end the show in 11 minutes. It'll be right under an hour. So that way I can post the show highlights on TikTok for my fans and followers. Like I said, I don't care for TikTok, but I do care about my fans and followers, and I always have, and I always will. If I just had one fan, one follower, everything would be quite worth it. So I don't want no one thinking I'm ingrateful. I'm not. I'm very grateful for everything that I have, and I am. I'm thankful that I'm well liked here in Jonesboro. Of course, you don't want a bunch of enemies. You want friends, and I've always wanted friends. I don't have an inner circle of friends. Don't get me wrong. I don't have that. I don't have no one that hangs with me, but that's fine by me. I love living the loner's life, and there's many loners out there like me. So, I mean, I love it. You know, I let people like Charlie Moon Smith get close to me. Kelly Holloway didn't get close to me. She's a general manager over there. But, I did allow Autumn Gibson, and I did allow Charlie Moon Smith, but I didn't allow them to ghost me either. I did allow them to come and get close to me and all this good stuff, but I didn't allow them to ghost me. So chances of that ever happening again are null. So now, even if somebody wanted to be my close friend, I would tell them, no, you're not going to get a chance to burn me. So it ain't happening. So now that's different from my friend Major. If Major wanted to come hang with me, I'd tell Major, you come hang with me anytime you want, buddy. But Major is the only exception that I would. So it wouldn't do anybody any good now that would want to get close to me, because I would tell them, back off. It ain't happening. You ain't going to burn me. You ain't going to ghost me, And I don't ghost people. I never did. So, but I'm just saying, if somebody wanted to get close to me now, I'd tell them, go get in your own lane. You ain't helping me out. You ain't doing nothing for me, and you're not going to be my friend. I like to have the distant friends like I have, like I consider everybody here in Jonesboro. Those are my friends, but they're not my inner circle. So, and it don't bother me one bit to do selfies. Anybody else, they know it. They can stop me at any time and do a selfie. It don't bother me when people get video of me, not whatsoever. As long as I can repost it, I don't mind anybody getting video of me when I'm out there strutting, and I don't. And I'm very grateful to have the distant friends that I have. But it's just not going to happen again. Don't get me wrong. There's been no guys that have tried to be my close friend. It's always been women, but it's not happening anymore, folks. Charlie ghosted me twice. Autumn did. She ghosted me once. Hey, Pearson Hearn, thanks for watching the show. I appreciate you. But, and I am very grateful to all the fans and followers that I have. That's true. I am, and I always will be, and I will never take y'all for granted, and I wouldn't. But when you get burned like I've been burned by women that want to be my friends, and then they turn around and ghost me for no reason, then you would be the same way. So that's what I'm saying. So nobody will get the opportunity to do that again, So, and like I said, Kelly Holloway didn't do that, but Autumn Gibson and Charlie Moon Smith did. So shame on them, It's like this. I've been a loner my whole life, and I love being a loner, and I will love staying that way. So that's just me, and there's a lot of loners out there. I'm not the only one. There's lots of loner women. There's lots of loner guys, and there is. There's lots of loner kids. I was a loner as a kid. So, kid on up. I know I've said before, I wasn't born a loner, but I tend to believe I was born a loner now. I was born to walk alone. And that's what I do. I walk alone, meaning, it's a cliche, but I mean, it's a meaning that I'm not going to let nobody hang with me, because I don't want to hang with nobody except myself, and like I said, my most precious time that I have for myself at any time anyways is when I'm alone in my tent at night. And I'm still working in there to 4 or 5, sometimes 6 o'clock in the morning, still yet. But that's my personal own time that I have for myself. Other than that, I don't have no time for myself, because I'm busy working. So that's the time I cherish the most. And it's long before I ever go to sleep, So that's just me. That's what works for me. I stay busy. A lot of women that try to get to know me on TikTok and stuff, I tell them right off the bat, look, number one, I'm not looking for a girlfriend, nor do I need or want one. Number 4, I'm not going to live with no woman if I had a girlfriend. 5, I wouldn't live with a male best friend of mine. So that ought to tell you something. I don't want a girlfriend, and I don't. I love being a single man. I've loved being a single man for 20-something years now. That I wasn't married to Kay Lundy Myers, So, and I do love, being a single man. And I'm going to continue to stay that way. I'm not going to sleep nowhere other than where I'm at right now. I'm not going to spend the night at somebody's house. I'm not going to, have a girlfriend and us share the same dwelling. No, that won't happen ever. So, nor am I a gay man either. If I am anything, I'm a heterosexual man. But like I said, don't need or want a girlfriend. You know, I love living my single life. And that's the way I'm going to stay, folks, till I'm dead. You know, I've been that way for about 22, 23 years that I wasn't married to Kay Lundy Myers. And when I was married to her, I didn't share the same bedroom. I shared the same dwelling, but that was it. We didn't have sex. We didn't have nothing else. We wasn't together long at all. A period of some months, and then we went split bill. So, and it was just a marriage of convenience. So, in a relationship of convenience, we didn't know one another no time when we got married. We know one another a month, got married, was together about 4 to 5 months, altogether about 6 months with the woman, and I was out the door. So, you know, it is what it is, and there is no woman going to take the place of my dead wife. None. She didn't. Nobody will. Nobody will ever compare. No woman could ever think she could compare, you know, to my late wife. Because if my wife was alive, we would still be together, you know. So that's another reason why I will not have a girlfriend, because there's no one going to compare to her ever, you know. So women, eat your hearts out, because it ain't happening. Ozzy Rose will never be having sexual relations with you, but he won't not be your boyfriend. But I'm not a gay man either. You know, I'm just funny that way. I've been a heterosexual my whole life, and I'm going to die that too. So, I mean, I'm set in my ways. Yes, I am. And there's some things I can be bought on, but there's some things I cannot. You know, more things not, I cannot be bought on, you know. So that's just what I'm saying, you know. So I tell women, eat your hearts out. It ain't happening, you know. If you think so, better think again. But I ain't queer either, you know. There, I said it. Let me see what time it is. Okay. All right. Okay, in the next 2 minutes, I got to end the show. That's all there is to it. But, you know, I'm not saying I wouldn't have sex with a woman. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm not going to be no boyfriend. And I sure ain't getting married, you know. So that's what I'm saying, you know. Yeah, there's plenty of women that I've seen. Yeah, I wouldn't mind boning. But if you think I'm going to spend the night with them, or we're going to be girlfriend and boyfriend, I wouldn't be tied down to no woman. I just won't be tied down, period. Scott, I know you're coming on, buddy, but I'm fixing to have to get off because I can't post the show highlights on TikTok if it's 60 minutes or longer. So I wish you would have come on, buddy, a little bit earlier, but I understand that you couldn't either. I understand that, Scott. Matter of fact, I'm going off in 1 minute, Scott. So I'll text you when I get the show highlights posted, because I have to end it 59 minutes or 58 minutes every night, or I can't post the show highlights on TikTok. That's one of their requirements. So I'll text you, Scott, in a little while, man. I'm waiting 1 more minute to end it, 7:57, because I want to make sure I'm off in time. It said 60 minutes or later, but I don't want to wait the full 60 minutes just to take a chance on that, because I want my fans and followers on TikTok to see the show highlights too if they choose to, you know. So, Scott, the show, as you know, still comes on at 7, but I have to end it. Okay, I got to end it now. I want to thank everybody for viewing the show tonight, everybody in the live chat, my only audio guest I had, which was Mr. Dakota Wells here in Jonesboro, and my buddy Scott. Scott, I'll text you before the night's over with, buddy. But I got to post the show highlights, everybody. Until tomorrow night at 7 p.m., I'm the Strut Man. Tune in then for the Strut Man Show here on Facebook Live. Good night, everybody. God bless you all. Scott, I'll text you, buddy. So long, everybody.